will be protected by God.
Some of you with God forever, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm taking my licks. See, that's how God works. It's not just a system where everybody's a coward and sells out. No, there's people that aren't cowards. There's people that are dedicated to the truth and are ready to go all the way. And not just put themselves on the line, but their whole families. So.
You got 3 kids, Alex.
I got 4.
You got 4 kids?
Yeah.
I thought you had 10 to 15-year-old, right? 10 to 15-year-old?
I got a 16-month-old right up to a 16-year-old.
16-month-old right up to a 16-year-old.
And there's this exterminist program is anti-human. And if I don't do this, they have no future anyways. And that's the liberating understanding, is that if I don't commit to the truth and take this, they have no future. There's a very narrow window we've got for humanity.
Okay. Well, if you're bothered by the whole Brexit train wreck as I am, even though the will of the people is not being honored for the UK to leave the European Union, there is still a brighter side to the story, and it can be seen in Western Europe. As far as Western Europe is concerned, nationalism and traditionalism has literally taken over and dominated. I think the thing that bothers me the most is that Theresa May's party still gets upwards of 40% in the UK, but the battle for the United Kingdom will come later. I'm convinced that what's happening across Western Europe will eventually and surely seep into the UK and dominate there as well, not if, but when. We know that nationalism and traditionalism is dominating Western Europe based on the simple fact that there are only 2 countries, only 2, that are left who support the left. One being Spain, who's being run by a socialist workers' party, and Portugal, led by another socialist party. The spectacular destruction of lefty and center-left parties is astonishing. We even see it in the Stockholm Syndrome country, Sweden, where the Swedish Democrats, who are actually nationalists, took 18.5% of the last vote a couple weeks ago in the federal election. Although that is disappointing, it is a surge in support from the last election. Now in Italy in particular, the leaning right party achieved 35%. In Sweden, the party who's representing the right and far right ended up with 50% of the entire vote, with 17% of that with the Swedish Democrats, who are the nationalists. So the fire is rising, no doubt about it. The migration catastrophe really plays on the hearts and minds of Europeans, now perhaps more than ever. They don't want their quote-unquote cultural enrichment to destroy their countries that they live in, and why should they? The globalist world order is crumbling before our very eyes. Just a few more pieces of the puzzle must come together before total victory is achieved. Point being, the nationalist right won big in Sweden, which is a stronghold for multiculturalism. The left and center-left continues to fall apart with their psychotic behavior. The center-left in Sweden in this past election suffered their greatest loss ever in history. Now for the numbers. In Germany, the Socialist Party fell from 41% to 21% in a decade. The Sweden Social Democrats have fallen from 36 to 27. In Denmark, the Social Democrats have fallen from 34 to 24. Even in Finland, the Socialist Party fell from 22 to 17. Now for the even better news. In France, the Socialist Party fell from 26 down to 6, basically extinct, largely to do with their previous president, Hollande. And in the Netherlands, Socialist Party's gone from 32 down to 24. It was once told to me that numbers are the closest thing we can get to the language of God, because it's universal and cannot be confused. Numbers don't lie, and the truth will set us free. Now that these stats come from Pew Research, which was done from about 15 to 20 years, all the way to the current trends. Even in our neck of the woods, on our side of the world, Canada and the province in Canada called Ontario has decimated their Liberals. They lost their party status. They fell to 5 or 6%, which caused them to lose their party status. The Conservatives won a supermajority to defeat the Liberals, who reigned for 15 plus years. The time has come. And if these psychopaths on the left continue their current trajectory, which I assume they will suffer the same extinction of their parties for good. It's kind of an example of how crazy people don't know they're crazy, or the people that live in segregated areas feel that they speak for the rest of the world when they do not. They represent a faction or a fraction of nothing. The absolute decimation of the left in Western Europe has been nothing short of spectacular in no less than 2 years. Statistics studied about this phenomenon show that in 946 European districts that held elections last year, upwards of 95% of them to the center left and far left have lost spectacularly. That would give testament to the fact that the power of us is rising. The left has lost. It's so bad for the left, I can't imagine them ever bouncing back from this. In essence, Europe in particular is going through the biggest transformation in its history, and for the better. And for the right, our growth is so powerful, the momentum is so strong that the odds of stopping us now are becoming less and less by the day. In essence, if Germany and France turn to the right, like most of Western Europe has already done, the European Union, who has been giving evil a voice since 1945, will ultimately collapse. As God wills it, we will not let him down. As far as I could tell, the two remaining countries in Western Europe, which are Spain and Portugal, are in real trouble because here we come. Of course, we have outliers, people that do not want to see humanity prevail, or Europe in particular, but their days are numbered and the time is up. My ancestral homeland is under attack, and the continent of the gods has returned. For those that would seek to destroy us and God's creation will find that they themselves are destroyed, for the rise of the right is the rise of the light. God be with us, always.